Welcome to the Voice of Canada with our latest news about immigration to Canada. The easiest way to immigrate to Canada for those without diplomas. The easiest way to immigrate to Canada is, as is well known, Canada has an entry system called a rapid entry system and has a set of conditions that a person must have in order to be able to run for this program. These conditions are often an obstacle to a group of people. The easiest way to immigrate to Canada for those without diplomas. Today, however, we will address a very important topic about how to join Canada, even if you do not have a good level of study and even without knowledge of English. This is so that people with limited capacity can go to and live in Canada. We are talking about immigration to Canada by studying English at a language institute. This method is effective and found successful because through it you can shorten the distance between you and Canada and get it quickly. You connect with the Language Institute in Canada and show them your desire to get language lessons with them. They will therefore tell you what documents you should collect as well as visa procedures. You must pay the institute to study the language, and the institute will also send you the acceptance paper so that you can apply for a visa from the Canadian Embassy or consulate in your country. For example, the visa period is 3 months, depending on how long the language will be taught in Canada. Here, you must use this 3 months to purely for a contract or employment, and therefore have the possibility to convert the visa to a residence in Canada. Things to pay attention to when requesting a Canadian visa. In order to get a visa from the Canadian Embassy, you should pay attention to a range of things. The number of months you are going to study at the institute must also be reasonable and logical. A person must make it clear that he will study at the institute about 4 hours a day. As for the months, it is better to have a period of 3 months to convince the consul that you really want to study the language and agree to be given a language study visa in Canada. Put a fairly large amount in your bank account so you can take a visa For example, $7,000 or $8,000. Because you have to prove to the consulate that you have a good bank account in order to spend on yourself during your time in Canada. You will get a bunch of questions from the embassy immigration officer. Immigration officers are people with high experience and experience who must avoid all forms of fraud and lies, and they will provide you with adequate assistance and must speak politely and confidently. When receiving the questions from an immigration officer, the answer must be concise and at the heart of the matter and also convincing. Those applying for a study visa are often easily obtained. Rejection is rarely made except for a lack of conditions or lack of convincing answers. Jobs and occupations required in Canada that do not require evidence or experience. Jobs and occupations required in Canada if you are a new immigrant or intend to go and live in Canada. Here are the professions you can work in if you do not have a diploma or experience. Immigrants in Canada often face a range of obstacles, especially in the first months of work. When he is in his country and has not yet joined Canada, a group of ideas about what professions he will work in upon arrival in Canada, and he's got a kind of confusion. Jobs and occupations required in Canada, frankly, the primary professions in which you will work are usually only normal, but do not require experience or university degrees. This makes it accessible to all. Number one, working in restaurants. Restaurants are simple jobs and professions in Canada that need no evidence and no experience. When a person first arrives in Canada and settles his or her documents, he or she begins to look for work and housing. Since it is labor that will cover all needs, it remains the main concern for the new immigrant. Restaurants are places where a large number of immigrants are occupied, especially new ones, because they are only temporary and it is impossible for many new immigrants to settle there. It is a work to make money in early days when they are in Canada. Anyone new walking the streets of Canada can find a sign in a restaurant with an employment ad. Just go to the restaurant and join them, and in a large percentage you will find work either as a waiter or as an assistant inside the restaurant kitchen or in washing dishes. The new immigrant can take advantage of this point while doing 4 hours of work. He uses his free time to study language at a Canadian university that offers free language courses to improve his language level for a rapid integration into the Canadian labor market. Number 2, work in the field of shaving. Honestly, shaving is one of the great professions that a new person or immigrant can work in Canada. But provided he is familiar with shaving and the need to get a diploma before coming to Canada, we advise anyone with the idea of migrating to Canada to take advantage of their current time and learn to shave at a shaving school. When you go to Canada, you will work with a barber shop or by renting a seat in a shop for $150 a day. For example, you will make between $350 and $400 a day from that seat. 3, driver's license. Someone going to say, what does a driver's license have to do with work? Yes, your question makes sense, but through it, you will be able to work in a range of driving-related jobs, such as delivering pizza or working as a driver with Uber. Yes, and you can find these simple functions in a set of websites. We will leave you under the article one of the sites. Number 4, work in a field of construction. If you are one of the people who is familiar with the construction field, you will find work with ease. Since the work in the building is not popular because the work requires some kind of physical strength and the hourly wage is up to $24. Working in a commercial market, you can also find a job in a commercial market, such as arranging goods, extracting invoices. There are many professions that a new person in Canada can work in. But the new immigrant must be strong and consider that the work he is doing at the beginning is only the beginning of a new life and a new work that guarantees you your future. Here is a site where you can find work in Canada and all over the world. And ladies and gentlemen, these are all our news for today. Don't forget to subscribe in our link under the video and press the bell to follow all our news daily. Thank you for listening.